After all these months of writing, don't hide from me the words I need the most. The words of my life, the words of my memories, the words of my soul. How could my ideas fly away like this? Fly. Yes, they flew. How could I forget my childhood dreams? But I do remember them. I would see my older brothers fly. I still remember it. It is engraved in my mind. Each spring, in silence, I would watch their preparation for the trip. They were going to cross the sea, they said. They would fly beyond the furthest mountains of sand my eyes could see. There was no space for me. Lying on the arid ground of the refugee camps at Tindouf, I would look up to the infinite sky and see my brothers fly. The summer sun would blind my eyes, and when closed, I would see myself next to them, finally free, as my ancestors were. Free to go where the heat of the summer would not fill my eyes with dust, my soul with desolation. There where my brothers said they could run over the water. I would stay in my haima and help Mom, while she would tell the story of our people. We, the Sahrawi, were always free. We were until recently. It took us a while to learn the word border. Now part of our language, it is still not part of our hearts. Those men who drew the lines of a country which isn't ours yet forgot to ask us. Maybe we would have chosen to keep wandering along those paths, following our instincts wherever they led us. But obliged to belong somewhere, the colonists made us Spanish. Spaniards from the Western Sahara. Today, I look up at the sky and follow the birds which still fly free. They pass through borders provoking only admiration. Their wings remind us of the freedom we, humans, took from ourselves. One day, playing Hamsa, I heard my mom calling me, but I was completely lost in that game, imagining how our camps would look from the sky. I would throw the stones higher and higher, sending my eyes with them to look down from the heights on the endlessness of the desert. And I would see myself there, at the other side of the wall, of the ocean, walking over the sea, shaking my wings and screaming freedom. "You're going to fly with your brothers this year," my mom yelled. One by one, all the stones fell around me. I couldn't catch any. I wasn't there anymore. My imagination had flown long before I boarded that plane. For 2 months, a Spanish family would take care of me as they had been doing with my brothers over the past years. We would learn the same language our grandparents were forced to learn, and we would play with the kids of the other side. What would they be like? I still remember all those thoughts competing with each other in my imagination. Later, I would discover that not everyone shared our arrival with the same enthusiasm. Some gave us a strange look because we were different, because we came from Africa. They toasted their skin under the sun, trying to attain our color, but they despised us for always having it. I never understood it. I still don't. Others treated us with overwhelming affection, as if they were trying to clean the conscience of their ancestors, those who occupied us, forced us to belong to their country, to feel Spanish, only to later hand us on a silver platter to those across the borders, who were already starting to sniff out the wealth of our land. That first summer was overwhelming. Among all the novelties, water became my passion. My brothers wouldn't leave me out of their sight. Their duty was to protect me, mine to reach my true freedom. I was 11 years old, and I considered myself older, more mature. My favorite game was hiding. Trees and bushes, birds and insects would whisper their movements in my ear. giving me advantage. But, in the end, they would always find me. I only had the nights alone. At dusk, I would go out to see the reflection of the sky on the sea. I would wait patiently for the arrival of the moon to talk to Mom. I remember it was the last day of that first summer, the first time I saw you. I wish I could transcribe the sigh, the tear, the half-smile, the imperceptible move of the face which generated one more wrinkle on my forehead, that shivering of my lips which I strained to hide. From the first moment, you reminded me of my grandfather. I always pictured him like that. From that old photo, his eyes were etched on my mind. Now I could see that expression in you. In his pupils, split by a beam of light, two figures walked away while he said goodbye with a stifled cry in his chest. It was too late to follow them. He lost his children. You lost your father. Anger and pride, sorrow and hope maintained a constant battle inside you. Your lips, sealed, did not dare to smile, but could neither open to shout. His eyes, menacing and understanding, showed that inner indecision. To sit and pray or to throw himself into one last race to catch the two boys, turned into men, who approached their first fight against life. Maybe the last one their eyes would see. Your eyes would still witness many battles ahead. I first heard him speak of the Polisario front. I would later see you depart with them. We didn't speak that day. Actually, we never needed many words. But that first image of you, I still treasure in my memory. Back at the camps in Tindouf, I spent my evenings with my head in the clouds, playing hide and seek with your shadows. During the day, I looked for bonds between our families. I was sure there couldn't be anybody else for me. I was dying to tell my mother, but what if she didn't accept you? What if you didn't accept me? I had to wait. Next summer, as the moment to depart for Spain arrived, I promised myself I would find you. I didn't know you were also preparing to captivate me. We knew it wasn't allowed. We should first talk to our families, but we were too far, and we knew we would be separated again. I remember I taught you to fly with me so I could kiss you among the clouds. Only there could we laugh, dance, caress, and love each other free from my brothers. It was hard to teach them they had no rights over me, and convince them that you would also be a part of our family. See, it was their love for you more than their love for the Sahara that impelled them to follow you in claiming our rights. Don't bear them any grudge for giving up the Polisario. Fear can be powerful, but they support us in silence and will find a way to get you out of there. You will see. Sometimes I regret not having convinced you to come back with me to Spain. I told you studying was the only way to stay, and I was scared because I know it would have been hard and that we didn't have money, but we would have been together, and I know we have tried everything in writing and we are still invisible to the international community. But the UN says we have the right to self-determination. It is written, and Western Sahara is still on the maps. At least on some of them. Someday they will help us. You will see. Blood is not necessary. It never was. You know I didn't want to abandon you. I would have fought next to you, but I was scared. Not for me. I was scared for that third heartbeat I could already feel last time we said goodbye. Your son is still young, but he has you in mind. I show him your pictures so that he doesn't forget where he comes from. The one of the father who is fighting for our people, and the one of the grandfather who lost his boys fighting. I also fought here to get his papers. He is already one more number for Spain, and maybe he can fly soon to see you. Get to know you when they take you out of that hole, my love. He doesn't cry. He has your eyes. For now, he spends his mornings at the kindergarten. Meanwhile, I keep writing. I write to you, the newspapers, the Spanish administrations, the French ones, the US, the United Nations. I remind them every day they cannot forget us. You know I could never find the sense in borders. Never hated anything more than the wall. But if we must choose, I choose our freedom. Impossible under the foreigner's yoke. Why do we humans have to control everything? It is extremely difficult to explain it to your son. At night, when we are alone, I show him on the map the distance you covered in your battles before they locked you up in Morocco. He doesn't understand it very well, but he points at the flamingos and says he will fly with them to go see you. He reminds me of myself when I was just a girl, dreaming awake of crossing to the other side, to be like them. One more nomad, a wingless nomad.